Hello everyone, welcome back to BPL Season 3. This is Round of 16, Group B, Round 2. And pretty exciting. This is Game 2 between Teddy and Modulo. Teddy took Game 1 in kind of a convincing fashion on Feast of Hades. Zateo, talk to me. How do you feel about that game? And how do you think Modulo needs to try to recover?
Yeah, I think it was pretty dominating. I mean, I think he kind of started running into issues when he switched to medium tanks. I think incisors would have been a better choice there, personally. But moving forward, I mean, you know, we'll see what map it is, and I mean, I don't really know how he's going to need to play on it.
Yeah, so Feast of Hades was Teddy's pick, and I think that might kind of fit with his style a little bit more, right? Because he's known for his macro play, and you can definitely macro on it pretty well. But Modulo he has his options, right, for what he wants to pick. It's not like there's that many bans, only 3 out of 9 maps are out of the pool, so he should be able to pick hopefully something that'll be pretty comfortable for him, and then he can figure out what he wants to. Okay, and there it is right there. So Theta Crystals is map 2. Apparently these guys are all about the whatever that tile set is. I'm not sure what you call that tile set, but
what would you call that?
I don't know, the gray planet. Yeah, the Theta Hades tile set. But yeah, they are fans of that tile set, so respectable. And I hear players loading in, so let's get started. All right, what do we got here? We've got Modulo in the bottom left. He is ARM. Gonna assume ARM bots, but I guess we'll see. And then Teddy is ARM as well. Ooh,
okay, switching it up.
Little Civil War action here, ARM versus ARM.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the strength of a bot open versus a vehicle open on this map, Zateo?
I mean, I don't know. You can do either, I think, but I mean, with all the crystals, I mean, it's pretty strong to go bot opener. It kind of just depends on. I mean, yeah, the crystals are pretty deciding. Bot's pretty strong here.
Teddy is going. He had a VLAB.
He's going. Oh, okay.
All right, wait. He canceled his VLAB for an early LLT. He's done this in a lot of games.
What does that mean?
Yeah, what does I totally understand it versus Shoddy or X Factor or some of the super cheesy players, but
I mean, I guess with those builds running around, it's like you just never know.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, I guess that's fair. Like maybe he's just versed that so many times and it's just kind of scarring, or I don't know. Playing a little safe. Maybe he just trusts himself in the macro play that as long as he doesn't take too much damage early on, he should be fine, right?
Yeah, I guess. And I mean, to be fair, he doesn't know what he's fighting, and so that LLT will help him with some of the raids, so maybe he thinks he can greed a little harder. So Modulo with the 1 early starting tick into Con, into 3 ticks after. Oh, and he's gonna run into this rover.
Is he micro? Okay, that was perfect micro.
Yep, of course. So he knows that Teddy is ARM vehicles, and let's see what he can find. I think he might just run into the LLT, right?
I mean, he'll probably see it ahead of time and just not. Oh no, he's actually moving past it.
Yeah, so I guess he thought maybe Teddy spawned in back.
I mean, I think he's just like straight up just running around, like looking either for the base or looking for the constructor.
Teddy's still committed into rovers. He's going to start expanding with his con, which is kind of like a half X Factor build where the con moves out and then you're just going to rely on other BP in the base to handle it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, his metal's pretty low at this point, so it makes sense that he wants to move out with his commander to grab more as soon as possible.
And Modulo is doing a pawn tick mix with some cons mixed in. Let's see what he can get there. And then Teddy's still walking out. Teddy he was committed to full rover con, but now it looks like he's going to start mixing in blitz. Modulo has these ticks behind. When do you think the right call is to actually try to use these ticks?
I mean, I feel like they should just always be running around as much as possible to just like get information.
And Teddy's got these 3 rovers that snuck back past the ticks, so they're gonna try to get into Modulo's base. And
Do those pawns reroute? No, they don't.
They get in, so he sees it. He sees the lab. He sees where some of this is, but
and this setup does not help Modulo here.
Yeah, that's a little frustrating. Got to shoot over the wind, and you got 1 mechs. Can you get a second? No, the repair is too strong, right? Yeah. Oh no, he does. Yep. All right, so he gets 2 mechs. He gets a little bit of vision, which is nice, and I like Modulo's high ground radar. That's kind of up here to.
Yeah, I feel like he didn't, or probably should have not committed both on there. He could have looked for other mexes, I think, personally.
Yeah, I think sometimes the split is way more important than the actual focus. And Modulo has patrolling ticks behind, and he's got a pretty good understanding of where Teddy is, and he sees both the expansions, one to the right and one to the left. We'll see if he can actually get anything done with these ticks that are hiding in back.
Oh, Teddy just finally got a radar. Or no, he had one on that hill. My bad. I didn't see that one.
Oh yeah, he has the one here that's actually, I mean, that one has some great vision.
Yeah.
Rover versus tick. This is so incredibly unfair.
I mean, the rovers do outrange him. Small benefit for the rover. But yeah, lots of ticks running around. I like this play for Modulo.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's getting a ton of information, and it's also nice because he's sort of trapping Teddy, right? I mean, Teddy is locked entirely on his side of the map. He has nothing anywhere else, and so Modulo has a couple of actually just naked cons expanding that are able to get radar, get mexes, and get everything else. So I definitely think he's playing this ARM bot build quite well with just a ton of aggression, a ton of vision, and expansion.
Yeah, pretty well. I mean, I think the only criticism I'd say about it is I wish he would have got more cons out while doing that with his ticks. Because if he's able to keep Teddy back like that, he should be able to more rapidly expand and build on that energy that he needs.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It catapults him into this stronger position, a little bit later. But yeah, pretty good so far. But he does have a lot of pawns. We'll see if those pawns can actually do something. That's the real question.
Yeah, let's see what they can actually do. I also find it's interesting that he's contesting hill, right? I feel like normally we see players contest the south because it's just way more resource heavy.
Yeah, I mean, this is just the faster route to the base. And I think the idea being to try to harass as much as possible with them.
So 2 ticks come in, they see what's there, and these 11 pawns are coming in. There are a ton of blitz there, but blitz are so fragile that maybe the pawns can get something done if they can get on top of them.
Yeah, unfortunately that LT is being fortified at this moment, so that's going to be hard. Those blitzes can always kind of run back, get behind the LT if the pawn's pressure too hard. So I think there's a good call for Modulo to get out of here at this point.
And he has these 2 blitz on the bottom that get the mechs, and can they snipe this expansion con? Actually, if they kill the con, that's worth it.
Yeah, that con's dead for sure.
Nice snipe from Teddy. He gets it done. Modulo does have some other cons that are nearby though that can help expand. He's got a couple sets of 2. And
yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate that he wasn't able to get some more damage done with those pawns. He really needed to, because he really cranked those out when he didn't need to, defensively speaking.
Yeah, Teddy is ahead in metal substantially, but he's a bit behind in energy. So we'll see how it sort of plays out. I feel like Teddy has expanded, even though there was all the pressure on him, Teddy has somehow out expanded Modulo pretty substantially, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty surprised by that. I mean, I think it just comes back down to those ticks and those pawns are just not able to harass anything, and that's where the BP wins, was those units. And if that BP went to some more constructors, well, now Modulo would also be rapidly expanded.
Yeah, Fair enough. Oh, and Teddy sees this attack coming on the bottom with the radar, so he pulls the con back, but I think these blitz are still going to commit. Oh,
yeah, this is a nice little force here.
Does he get the self-D on the LLT? Does it get anything? Oh, that was actually a beautiful self-D.
Yeah, and the comm looks like it's going to survive.
Yeah,
and maybe I spoke too soon.
Oh, wait, yeah. He's hugging it. Oh, he's... Oh, and there's...
the repair is OP.
Raiding Force a blitz up on top. Teddy's gonna come charging in from this side. He's cleaning up all of these pawns. The pawns were in a line, and he, oh my god, he just sniped them one by one. Great flanking damage.
Yeah, this is a great maneuver from Teddy here. He realized that Modulo had so many units on that side, so he just like goes for it, knowing there's not going to be enough for defense. And I think he's, well, I mean, there's quite a few reinforcement blitzes here coming out of those factories, so.
Yeah,
looks like he's going to push that back.
Unfortunately, they hit that hill and they slow down. I think they maybe could have gotten more if it was just flat. So those LLTs are placed pretty well. He was able to snipe the 2 mexes up there, and he's going to run down the con, which I think is a lot of value.
Yeah, definitely.
Can he? Oh my! Is he going to get another con here? Oh wow, Teddy! I mean, that is an awesome play from Teddy, right? He swoops through. He knows he's going to lose this army, and he gets the con. And wait, what? Why is Modulo with the slight APM stall? Oh no, that blitz! Oh my god, that blitz has 3 health, and it still gets another max.
Yikes!
And it looks like Teddy has started a stout transition. There's a couple LLTs in mid with the cons, but. Oh, maybe they hold. They do hold it, but they lose both cons, which is super concerning. And Teddy is just slow pushing with his commander and other units.
Yeah, the stouts to me are a very interesting choice. I don't know if that's going to work out for Teddy at the moment. I mean, we'll see. I mean, he was able to push him all the way back there, so I think that means that he can do like a strong frontal assault soon. So maybe that's what he's kind of gearing up for.
Modulo does snipe a couple of the tanks that are up on top with this blitz pawn army. Now he's going to run through. Oh, Teddy does have a Twilight. Teddy has a couple Twilights. Emp goes off. It gets 3 units. They're going to keep trying to raid, but unfortunately, that just completely negates that whole push, and all those units just get cleaned up. They're going to have to run back. So he gets 1 mex for his trouble.
Yeah. Well, he didn't even really kill it. It was self-deed.
Yeah, it was self-deed, and it took 3 blitz with the stun and then let him win the rest of it. So Teddy is here, and he's expanding, and he's throwing down beamers, interestingly enough.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at this point, especially when you're going medium tank, it's sort of like you can't have them everywhere. So to me, it makes perfect sense to put down something heavier like a beamer.
Teddy with the triple, he's got the bot lab, the V lab, and the air lab, and he's making bombers.
Oh, yeah.
And Modulo has not dropped an air lab yet. He's just on the vehicle and bot train. So this is kind of scary. I mean, he's not going to have anything to withstand these bombers, and I think Teddy knows that. And if he can snipe the E production, as soon as those windmills go down, it's going to be real concerning. Wow, Dragon's Claws and Beamers. Okay.
Yep, super fortified.
Does it actually hold though?
Some units might get through here. Well, not if they go straight to the claw. I mean, I was thinking they're going to run through.
Modulo had resbots here, but Teddy just immediately responds. He gets the army that's there, and all these stouts are killing the cons and the resbots, and they're going to start running through and sniping the rest of these mexes. I think he needs to get a lot done with these, though, because it's what? It's like 2,600 metal? It's a lot of metal if they leave Rex.
Yeah, so don't run into that commander, because that would be a lot of D-guns that lose that metal.
But this raid from Teddy does cause Modulo to pull all of his units back. He's collapsing on his own position, and Teddy's almost just distracting him because here come the bombers. He's got a scout with him, and he's got 5 bombers, which I think
I think Teddy had the sense of like, well, I'm just so much ahead right now that I can do something like this frontal push with medium tanks and follow it up with something like bombers, assuming that he defends that other side like he did.
first drop hits, he gets a couple nanos and some wind.
Yeah. Well, that's such a strong play. I mean, Teddy's just that much more ahead, I think, at this point, too, so.
There's one crossbow in the base, but get bombed. So he's bombing out the BP. Oh. There's one nano left, unfortunately. There's a little bit of a pushback from Modulo on bottom, but Teddy is still raiding everything, and he's lost 2 of the bombers, but losing all that BP and quite a bit of that energy just puts Modulo even farther behind. This income difference is looking brutal.
Yeah. Double the metal income. Crazy.
Modulo's trying to push back mid, but I think he might know just how far behind he is. I'm not sure what he can try to do to recover it. Bombers dropping bombs on stouts, which never feels good.
Yeah.
And Teddy just keeping the pressure on. He's got Stouts, Rover, Blitz queued up, and Resbot Pawn queued up. So I think he's just going to keep trying to chip away. Modulo putting a nettle down, trying to pick off anything he can in terms of these bombers. But the 5 bomber with 1 scout has more than paid for itself. They've been able to get quite a bit.
Yeah. There's not much that Modulo can do at this point. He's just going to get raided at the bottom there. There's still a bomber alive too that could always come back for later, or come back later.
Yeah, I mean, there's no army here. This is just going to run all the way through, and Modulo sees it. He's like, yeah.
Oh yeah, GG's.
That was the best that we could do.
Yeah, so, man, like Teddy just like outscaling him on both games. Like,
yeah,
just shows you how strong Teddy is.
Yeah, that like 7, well, I guess it was 9 minutes. That 9-minute shift is really, really scary, right? I mean, Modulo.
Yeah, that's a gigantic difference right there.
Whew. All right, well, that is gonna put this series at 2-0 for Teddy in Group B, which is, do you think that's expected, or do you think that's, I mean, I think Modulo, well, yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I mean, I didn't think Modulo would be able to take down X Factor, but he did. You know, and I just didn't know what kind of shape Teddy was in going into this set, but like he looks pretty strong here. So, yeah, I mean, you know, after looking at that first game, it's like, man, this is kind of gonna be a lot for Modulo, I think.
Yeah, I thought, well, I don't know. I thought, I was kind of hoping he would do better, but Teddy is just the ageless wonder. It's kind of ridiculous to me how he somehow always manages to do decently well. You know, if not even decently well, he manages to like show up and then just perform incredibly well. So yeah, that was the winners final. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll be back with the losers final momentarily. Well, not momentarily.
Well, not the final, but the
yeah, the round 2, second one of round 2, the losers one. And we will see you guys there.